Hello everyone, so today's video is going to be about Express.js and Node.js. So I'll be giving out a quick introduction on it. So let's get started. So we'll be covering the backend part of the web development. Let's just assume that it's MERN stack web development. So we'll be operating with MongoDB. So so this is the basic architecture of a web application. A web app or a mobile app issues a request to the server for data or some updating or obtain fetching the data, and the server communicates with the database and retrieves some information and returns it to the web application or mobile application. It may be database or a file server. So front end will be using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and in JavaScript we'll be having React.js, Angular, and also front end is a presentation layer which shows the data obtained from the server or database. So it's just what we see. Let's say we have pretty popular e-commerce websites. So all that we see and all is the front end. So back end will be Java, SQL, Ruby, PHP, etc. and so on. And Node.js serves data to client to render the data in front end. So Node.js serves data to client. So the data is sent to the client, and in the client's front end the data will be rendered. So the backend is the layer where we hold the data in a secure place called server, like database or a file server. So RESTful API is used for communication between front end and back end. So it can also be said as used for exchange of data between client and server. So this is a simple diagram which shows RESTful API. So client and server exchange data through HTTP protocol, and this is the architecture of RESTful API. So we have CRUD operations. CRUD: C represents create, R represents read, U represents update, and D represents delete. So RESTful API and the front end route, how they differ from each other. So RESTful API responsible for bringing data to server or send the data. So that we have seen. So data will be in form of JSON objects. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and we have ID and a name. So ID will be a unique thing in for every object in MongoDB, or we should say document, and it will be as underscore ID, and we have some name attribute. So in MongoDB, in a database, every JSON object is given a unique attribute called underscore ID, and it cannot be considered as a string. It just appears to us as string, but it is an object ID and front end route. So this data we obtain to the front end and we render it something like this. I applied some purple or some purplish background, and on that I've just used white text and some font to just render it. So the basic flowchart of the role of RESTful API. So client does a CRUD operation or CRUD call, any of these calls, get, put, push, delete, and through the REST API it operates on the database and it retrieves the data in JSON or XML. So request and response. So what is request and what is response? So I have made a call called to API to some API slash get some products from the API, and I received the product list as a response. As you can see, this is an array of JSON objects. I receive these as a response. So I will be rendering these in the front end. So creating a backend server with Express. Let's just see what happens. So backend or web server where we will call APIs to our client. Steps to run a Express server. So rather than reading it out of here, I'll just show you Visual Studio Code. So let's see. So I'll be creating a new folder out here. I'll be saying this as back and score practice underscore 162 select. So I have a folder created over here. So now click on terminal and a new terminal. So to do this, you must have the latest version of Node.js installed. So the command to initialize it, uh, our whole package.json and all the files. So we have to use a command called npm init. So it will be asking us for a package name, which I'll be keeping it as default. Enter. And for a version, enter. Description, let's just say backend for application. So I will be specifying my entry point as app.js. I don't need any test command or git repository or any keywords, author, license. Yeah. So I've got a package.json file over here which has the name, version, description, main, and scripts, which will be having test scripts and author and license. So these are the fields in the package.json. So I'll be creating my entry point called app.js. So app.js is enough. I will be installing another dependency. So npm I nodemon. Nodemon is basically, it saves us the effort of rerunning the server every time. So whenever we just make a small change and save, nodemon automatically restarts our server. So yeah, nodemon is installed, and so the nodemon, I guess we can get started. So now we must install express. So npm I express, or we can say install express. So my express is installed. So const express equals to require of express. So, yeah, just a second. I have to make a small change over here for node. So my start would be nodemon app.js, and a comma must be placed here. So my package.json knows that I have nodemon installed, and my start script would be app.js. So now a constant express equals to require of express. We just kind of imported express from our node modules, which will hold all of our dependencies. So constant express equals to require of express, and constant app is equals to express. So now I'll be specifying my port as const port equals to 3000. To specify, my server would be running on localhost 3000. So app dot listen on port comma a function uh, which will be printing some statement into my terminal console dot log of server running on http colon slash slash localhost 3000. So yeah, I'll just save it. Now to run our server, uh, be we'll be entering a command called npm start. So control click on the URL to open the localhost 3000. So now Here, as you can see, we got an statement saying that there is no get. This is because we did not specify any default get route. So we'll just fix that. So before that, I'll be showing another model of strings. So which where we'll be using backticks to place our variable content into the string directly without any much effort. So I'll be removing this and I'll be placing backticks with a server running on http://localhost : so now I need to keep my port this value here. So for that I need to specify there is a variable here. I'll be keeping a dollar sign and curly braces. In within that I'll be specifying my variable name port. So if I save this, I got the same output, but it's more dynamic this way. So that doesn't mean that the error is fixed. We have to add the get route. So I'll be showing how to add the get route now. So app.get of slash with some request comma response, and I'll be sending a response as response.send uh, hello API. Let's just say hello get. I'll just refresh it here. So hello get route. This is sent as a response over there. So instead of just normal strings, we'll be sending over JSON objects. So we will be needing to send more than that. So here, as you will be confused of what the slash string represents. This represents, for example, if I place here a slash, my URL would be uh, http://localhost 3000 slash. So this slash we specified over here. So if I say slash some text and here the URL will be some text. So if I save it over here, there will be no get route as usual, slash some text. So I place it here, we get hello get route. So I hope it's clear. So I'll change it back however it was. So this is how we run server and using Express.js. So let's get back. So now we have covered all this. npm install package.json we have updated, and we did a small change as node1 app.js, and we run the we'll be running the server using Express, and we will be having console. So note that unlike in React.js where we get the console.log output in our console in our web page, we will be getting the console.log outputs as in our terminal in our VS Code. So I have placed some code. So the CRUD operations, I forgot to just call this now. So create, which is called as a post method, and read, it is called get method, and update, that is put or patch, and delete will be delete. So as you have seen, app.get, we'll be having app.get, app.push, app.put, app.patch, and app.delete. So those are all the CRUD operations. So then we remove the get message from the PI, and we'll be seeing how we'll be using the environment variables. Environment variables are normally used as public variables which are used among our application. So for example, as you have seen, every API will be fixed with some slash API slash v1. So our API would be having a prefix of slash API slash v1 everywhere. So I'll be showing an example of an environment variable. So for using environment variables, we will be having to install another another dependency called .env. So control C, and it will be asking me whether I should quit my job. Yes. So npm install .env. So I'll install my .env over here. So sorry. .env. This is my file where my environment variables are stored. I will be saying as API is equals to slash API slash v1. Note that there will be no needing of single quotes and all. So we'll be specifying it as one. So I will be importing here as require of dot n slash config. So have placed that over here, and in add.js we have used .n slash config. Now, so now to import the variable from over there, so I'll be using a variable called API to store it. Process dot env dot our variable name in the dot env file. It will be API. So now, as I have told about the dynamic placement of variables in a string, I'll be removing this over here and backticks with slash dollar API. So now I will be saving this, and it will be placed over there. Now, as I have, so uh, we will be getting our this get route in http colon slash slash local host colon 3000 slash API slash v1. This will be the URL. I'll be running the server npm start, and there is no get route. I'll be keeping it as slash API slash v1. Sorry, I think it's a matter of, yeah, it's just resolved. So yeah, I have placed an extra slash over here that would be just changing my URL. So I just saved it, and now I got it. So this is first basic part where we created the Express. So we run our server using Express, and uh, we have created a simple get route. Uh, this so I'll be covering some more concepts in the next video, such as sending JSON objects as a response, and getting and I'll be explaining the connectivity with MongoDB, and many concepts are there. So I hope you like this session. So thank you guys. Let's meet in the next video.